days, most cars are just boring. But on a beautiful Southern California day like today, what I wouldn't give to have a real American muscle car. You know, that's why I love America. All your dreams come true. Ask for a muscle car, you get a muscle car. About 30 years ago, a man named Carroll Shelby made a lot of friends and a lot of money by building high-performance versions of the classic Ford Mustang. And today, another man from Southern California, Steve Saleen, is doing the very same thing. Now, this is what all cars should sound like. About 15 years ago, Steve Saleen, a former IndyCar racer and race car engineer, started Saleen Mustang in Southern California. These days, he takes a totally stock Mustang like this one and works all sorts of magic to it, works on convertibles and hardtops alike until he comes up with this 510 horsepower of supercharged V8 monster muscle American style. It's about $60,000, about 40,000 pounds. If you can't afford that, you could get half the power for about half the price in the S281. This is the heart of the top-of-the-line Saleen Mustang, a good old American pushrod V8 5.8-liter, 351 cubic inch engine that produces 510 horsepower. Imagine that 510 horsepower from a street-legal engine. It's called the Ford Windsor engine. I guess you could say it is the royalty of the Ford engine lineup. Imagine taking this car out to Santa Pod or York for a quick quarter mile, which it will do in about 12.5 seconds with street tires on it. Again, completely street legal. Now, if you don't have $60,000 to buy a brand new Saleen S351 Mustang, and I know I don't, I'm only a television presenter, you could call Saleen at their shop here in Irvine, California, and build a Saleen Mustang with all the parts they sell just about from the ground up. It's a traditional American hot rod shop. And like a traditional American hot rod and muscle car company, Saleen also runs a race team. And they may be competing next year at Le Mans in the GT2 class. One of the drivers is Tim Allen, the star of television's Home Improvement. Tim brings a lot of money and a lot of prestige to the team. Disney, which produces that television show, is the main sponsor of the Saleen Allen race team. I talked with Brian Murray, who's the director of marketing for Saleen, about the company's philosophy.
We're a small volume manufacturer that produces a special Mustang, or I should say a super high performance Mustang, that's sold exclusively through Ford dealerships. We produce anywhere from 1,000 to 1,200 units per year. We do produce two models. One is what we call the S281, which is our entry-level version, which starts off at $28,000 US. Secondly is our 351, which is our 510 horsepower supercar, which retails for $52,000 and above. Currently, our distribution is in North America only, in the US and Canada. We are currently, though, looking to expand to the European market. I think the first phase of that will be our entrance next year in the 24 Hours of Le Mans and a few other endurance championships on the European continent.
You can still take a Ford Mustang and turn it into an authentic muscle car. Steve Saleen has proven that with the S351. The engine, the steering, the braking, the transmission, the suspension, all upgraded, all improved, all much tighter, and certainly more performance-oriented than a stock Mustang right from the factory. Now, is it worth $60,000? Well, that's a question only you can answer. But if you want to buy a limited edition American muscle car that's really a modern-day version of the original muscle car, the Pontiac GTO, this is probably the one to buy. And you know what? It does a pretty good job of acting like an authentic American V8 muscle car. Got very few complaints about the car, and you even get about 20 miles per gallon. How could you argue with that? But at $60,000, who cares about the mileage? And you know, it just occurs to me, it's probably raining where you are, and I'm driving a Saleen Mustang convertible in Southern California, and well, you're not. Sorry.